Notes for my March 2025 reading of Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And these are I'm going to talk through my book and reading notes for my March 2025 reading of a sailor exploring type of action adventure story, Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift, initially published back in 1726. This is the December 2008 Signet Classics edition paperback, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Saturday, 1 March 2025 and finished the book on Friday, 7 March 2025. It's 311 pages. The story itself, which has like 4 parts, 4 sub-stories. It took me 7 days. I read 50 pages Saturday, 10 pages Sunday, 70 pages Monday, 70 pages Tuesday, 50 pages Wednesday, 50 pages Thursday, 11 pages Friday. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. It's good. It's full walls of text. There are illustrations in here that are copyright or signed by a Brock somewhere in there, 1894. So then the book came out in the 1700s and illustrations added in the 1800s or something like that. And then at the beginning of each part, there's 4 parts. There's a map, kind of, and his journey. Each part of the book, the 4 parts, correspond to different geographic region. And so I did a pick one approach to each of the 4. So it goes from Gulliver, and starting in the part 1 of a place with like little people, as in like people that are only 6 inches tall. Then the second adventure is into a place where everybody's a giant except for him, and even like the food is giant, and the dishes are giant, and the insects are giant, and like the mouse or the rat has a 2-yard long tail, that kind of thing. And then it goes to an adventure in an isle region on the second part with all of the giants. Was geographically approximately, including on the map, about where maybe an island or something like that near modern day Alaska. And then part 3 was not far away from Japan, and it was like the intellectuals who were fixated on kind of mathematics in instruments and that kind of thing. And then from there it went on to a place he wasn't entirely sure where it was located, but the horses were the superior intelligence, and there were human-like creatures that were kind of like beasts, and they were focused on reason, kind of above all else. And so each place has a different peoples and a different kind of focus culturally. And so from part 1, my page 51, my pick for this one was, "But honesty has no fence against superior cunning," unquote. So it's a snippet of a sentence. And it's like, I personally, not necessarily, I don't necessarily agree with the author, but he was talking about how they were very honest people, and he kind of disagreed with them on that. Then page 76 is a map, and it shows North America, and can kind of see Broad Dingnag it even looks a bit geographically like modern day Alaska, which is pretty good for this being published in 1726. So it juts out from the continent of North America, and even has like, Alaska has that kind of like the island chain. There's even like a little hook at the bottom. That's pretty good, because they didn't have that map yet. Okay. So that was the one with the giants. Yeah. And then the first one with the honesty was the little people that were 6 inches long. Then the next one from the intellectuals, mathematics and instrument kind of fixated one. Page 173, quote, "It is not diffused through the whole globe, but terminated with the limits of the king's dominions," unquote. So it kind of invokes power throughout this book, and kings and stuff like that, and it's explaining the limits of kings as the boundaries of their domain, which is why the people for that place kind of fixate on kingdoms. That's the limits, right? If they want to expand their kingdom, then they get more power over more place, kind of thing. And then the last group, the one where the horses are the superior intelligence to the more human anatomically like creatures, page 270. I don't know. So from the representation I had given him of our lives, our manners, and our action, he found as near a resemblance in the disposition of our minds. So it's kind of, the whole section is about the difference between identifying with a creature or living organism based on what's in the mind as opposed to what's on the outside, and like what a living organism looks like. So there we go. There's my notes from my March 2025 reading of Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift.